Every single day, millions of gardeners throw away one of the most powerful plant foods on the planet. It doesn't come in a bag. It doesn't cost a thing. And chances are, you tossed one out this morning without even thinking twice. We're talking about banana peels. Now, before you click away thinking, "I've heard this before," stay with me. Because what most people don't know is how ancient gardeners actually used banana peels, and why it works so remarkably well for tomatoes and peppers specifically. There's a method, simple, almost embarrassingly easy, that can turn a struggling, barely fruiting tomato plant into one that's heavy with produce. And it costs you absolutely nothing. If you've been throwing banana peels in the trash, you've been throwing away your harvest. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do with those banana peels, step by step, so your tomato and pepper plants start producing the way they were always meant to. You're going to learn why traditional gardeners hundreds of years ago treated banana peels like gold. You'll discover the two most effective ways to use them, one that works slowly and deeply underground, and one that gives your plants a fast nutrient drink they'll absolutely love. By the end of this video, you'll never look at a banana peel the same way again. And the best part? This method works whether you're growing in a backyard plot, raised beds, or even pots on a balcony. You don't need experience. You don't need money. You just need what's already in your kitchen. Let's get into it. If you've ever grown tomatoes or peppers and felt like something was just off, the plants look okay, but the fruits are small, or they take forever to ripen, or the flowers keep dropping, you're not alone. Most beginner gardeners assume the problem is sunlight, or water, or even the seeds themselves. But here at the Root Garden, we've learned something different. Most of the time, the problem is underneath the surface. It's the soil. It's what the plant is or isn't being fed. That's what this channel is all about. Smart, effortless gardening that works with nature, not against it. No complicated routines, no expensive products, just simple, proven methods that real gardeners have trusted for generations. Now, I'll walk you through two powerful techniques in just a moment, but I also want to make sure you stick around for the tip near the end of this video, because it's the one most people skip, and it's honestly the most important. It's about when you apply banana peel nutrients, and if you get the timing wrong, you could actually slow your plant's growth instead of boosting it. Most gardening guides never mention this, but once you know it, everything changes. All right, let's start from the very beginning. Here's something that might surprise you. Before synthetic fertilizers were invented in the 20th century, farmers didn't struggle to grow food. In fact, many traditional farming communities consistently produced harvests that were more abundant, more flavorful, and more resilient than what a lot of modern gardeners achieve today. How? They paid attention to what nature already provided. Banana peels were considered a prized soil amendment in many traditional gardening cultures, particularly in tropical and subtropical regions where bananas grew naturally. Farmers didn't throw them away. They buried them, soaked them, and worked them into the soil around their most productive crops. And there's a very good reason for that. Banana peels are extraordinarily rich in potassium, one of the three essential nutrients every plant needs to thrive. But for tomatoes and peppers specifically, potassium plays an almost irreplaceable role. Here's the science explained simply. Potassium is what plants use to move water and nutrients from their roots up through their stems to their fruits. Think of it as the plant's internal delivery system. Without enough potassium, that delivery system breaks down. Flowers drop. Fruits stay small. Flavor suffers. Banana peels are also rich in phosphorus, which supports strong root development, and they contain trace minerals like calcium and magnesium that help the plant manage stress, resist disease, and stay productive even in hot weather. Imagine your tomato plant 3 weeks from now. Stems thicker, flowers holding on, and clusters of fruit starting to swell. That's what consistent potassium does, and banana peels can provide it for free. The first method is the easiest. Simply cut your banana peel into small pieces, about 1 inch or smaller, and bury them 2 to 3 inches deep in the soil around your plant. The smaller the pieces, the faster they break down and release their nutrients. Do this every 2 weeks and you'll be feeding your soil consistently all season long. Now, burying the peels is great for long-term feeding. But what if your plants need a boost right now? What if the leaves are yellowing? Or the plant looks stressed? Or you just want to speed things up before the season ends? That's where banana peel tea comes in. This is the technique that ancient gardeners mastered, and it's almost laughably simple. Take 1 or 2 banana peels and cut them into very small pieces. The smaller you cut them, the faster the nutrients will release into the water. It can speed up the process by up to 3 times compared to leaving the peel whole. Place the pieces into a jar or container and cover them with about 500 ml of clean water. Let it soak for at least 6 hours. Overnight works best. When the peels sit in water, the potassium, phosphorus, and minerals slowly leach out into the liquid. What you're left with is a gentle, nutrient-rich tea that your plant roots can absorb almost immediately. Unlike synthetic liquid fertilizers, which can burn roots if applied incorrectly, banana peel tea is naturally mild. It nourishes without the risk. Once it's ready, strain out all the solids. This part is important. If you leave peel pieces in the soil, they can attract pests or develop mold before they break down properly. Before you pour the tea, take a moment to gently loosen the top inch of soil around the base of your plant with a stick or small fork. This simple step improves aeration and allows the liquid to travel down toward the roots instead of running off the surface. Then pour the banana peel tea slowly and evenly around the base of the plant. Many gardeners who use this method consistently report visible improvement within 10 to 30 days, more flowers forming, fruit setting faster, and a general increase in the plant's vigor and color. It's one of those small habits that quietly builds up to remarkable results. Apply this once a week for best results. We're halfway through, and I want to make sure you're still with me, because the next 2 points are where things get really interesting. Coming up, a common mistake that almost every gardener makes when feeding tomatoes and peppers, one that could actually be hurting your harvest without you realizing it. And then we have that final tip I promised you, the one about timing that changes everything. Don't go anywhere. Here's a mistake that even experienced gardeners make, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Most people focus on feeding the plant. They pour nutrients directly onto the base, spray leaves, and watch for immediate results. And while that approach isn't wrong, it's missing something fundamental. The ancient gardeners who used banana peels and other kitchen scraps weren't just feeding their plants. They were building their soil. Healthy soil is alive. It's full of bacteria, fungi, and microorganisms that break down organic matter and make nutrients available to plant roots in a form they can actually use. When you add banana peels, especially buried ones, you're not just adding potassium. You're feeding that underground ecosystem. And here's the thing. Synthetic fertilizers, used repeatedly, can actually damage that ecosystem over time. They provide a quick hit of nutrients, but they don't improve the soil itself. In fact, many gardeners find that after years of using only synthetic products, their soil becomes compacted, lifeless, and dependent on more and more input. Banana peels, on the other hand, improve your soil with every application. Over a full growing season, that adds up to something significant. Make a habit of alternating. 1 week, use banana peel tea as a liquid feed. The next week, bury a few pieces of fresh peel near the roots. This combination gives your plant consistent nutrient support and steadily improves the soil beneath it. Not all vegetables are equal when it comes to potassium. Some plants can do fine with moderate amounts, but tomatoes and peppers, they are heavy feeders, and potassium is their most critical nutrient during the fruiting stage. Here's what potassium does specifically for these two plants. It directly controls fruit size, fruit sugar content, skin toughness, and resistance to disease. A tomato grown in potassium-rich soil will be noticeably larger, sweeter, and less prone to cracking or blossom end rot than one grown without it. For peppers, adequate potassium means thicker walls, better color development, and a stronger immune response to heat stress and pests. Think about the difference between a pale, watery tomato from a store and one you've grown yourself. Deep red, heavy, bursting with juice. That difference is often as much about soil nutrition as it is about variety. And banana peels, used consistently, help close that gap dramatically. During the flowering and fruiting stage, which is roughly when you start to see the first flowers open, increase your banana peel tea application to twice a week for 2 to 3 weeks. This is the critical window when your plant is demanding the most potassium, and meeting that demand can meaningfully increase your yield. Now here's the tip I promised you, the one that most people miss. Timing. Banana peel nutrients are most effective when the soil is already moist, not waterlogged but damp. When you pour your banana peel tea into dry, compacted soil, a large portion of the liquid runs off before it can be absorbed. The roots never really get it. So here's what to do. Water your plant normally first. Give it its regular drink. Then, about 30 minutes later, apply your banana peel tea. At this point, the soil is already open and receptive. The liquid can travel deeply and evenly through the root zone, delivering nutrients exactly where the plant needs them most. This one adjustment, watering first, then feeding, and can significantly increase the effectiveness of everything you apply to your garden. It's a small change that takes no extra effort, but it means every drop of that banana peel tea is actually working for you. Traditional gardeners understood this intuitively. They worked with the soil's natural state rather than forcing nutrients in, and that's the real wisdom here. Working with nature, not against it. Let me bring this all together for you. You started this video with a banana peel heading for the trash, and now you know that peel is worth more to your garden than almost anything you could buy at a store. You know how to make banana peel tea, simple, free, and incredibly effective. You know how to bury peel pieces for slow, steady soil improvement. You know to apply it after watering, during the flowering stage, once or twice a week. And most importantly, you understand the deeper principle behind all of this. When you nourish the soil takes care of your plants. That's what effortless gardening actually looks like. Not doing more, doing the right things consistently with what you already have. If you found this useful, please give it a like and subscribe to The Root Garden. We share simple, proven gardening methods every week, designed for real people who want real results without the stress. And if you're starting from scratch or want to go deeper, we'll see you in the next video. Happy growing.